channel, guys. Hope everybody's having a great day. Now in this video I want to talk about my expectations for the Philadelphia Eagles this season. I watched the draft. I looked at their draft. I also looked at who will be on the depth chart and the players that you have on the team this year. And I'm really excited for Philadelphia because last year, even though certain things didn't go right, Carson Wentz did get hurt, you still made the playoffs and beat Chicago. I know it was by, a blocked field goal, but you still beat Chicago, who went 12-4. So this season, to me, the Philadelphia Eagles should be back in the playoffs as they were last year, but even better. And Carson Wentz obviously getting better from his MVP season the year before last when they won the Super Bowl without him. But I think Carson Wentz will have a great year this year in OTAs. They're not limiting him to nothing. He's a full go, full practice. So for me, Carson Wentz is going to have a great year this year. I'm looking for him to bounce back. Last year he was still hurt. I think he came back just a little bit too early, but this year, to me, he will have a great year. Now, first off, I want to start off with the depth chart just to give an overall feel of how the team's going to look. So first I'm going to start with quarterback. Obviously, it's Carson Wentz. And you have Jordan Howard, you drafted Miles Sanders, and you still have Corey Clement. At the wide receiver position, you also have Alshon Jeffrey. You have Deshaun Jackson, who returned to the team. You also have Nelson Aguilar on the team, and also a guy who I like a lot but was hurt last year, who I thought was going to have a breakout year last year. To me, this year is Matt Collins. I think he's going to be the number 4 receiver. I know they drafted a receiver this year, which I'll get to in a minute. But Matt Collins, I think he's going to do some good things for the Philadelphia Eagles this year. You also have 2 very good tight ends. You also have Zach Ertz and Dallas Goedert on the depth chart, on the team as well at tight ends. You brought back Jason Peters on a 1-year deal, which to me is going to be his last year. But you did also draft Andre Dillard, who I loved in the draft. It was a steal as an offensive lineman. He's actually touted as, I think, a top 3 offensive lineman in the draft, if I'm not mistaken. You also brought back Isaac Samalo. You have Jason Kelsey, who you extended on the contract. You still have Brandon Brooks on the contract, and you have Lane Johnson. You still have Vitae, who filled in last year at right tackle, didn't do so hot, but when you guys won a Super Bowl and he filled in at left tackle, he was actually really good. So I think he's a permanent left tackle. But Andre Dillard filling in for Jason Peters, Lane Johnson. If he gets older, you will still have Vitae, or you just re-sign Vitae. I don't know how to pronounce his first name, so I'm saying Vitae. All the Philadelphia Eagles fans and football fans know who I'm talking about. Vitae, you can re-sign him, or he'll just be a guy on a team where you can re-sign him, pay him some good money to make sure he's a good role player to come and fill in when somebody gets hurt, unless he wants to get money somewhere else in free agency later on. But if you look at the overall team and how the team looks, and look at everything from quarterback, offensive line, still one of the best offensive line in the league, wide receivers, tight ends, running backs. I mean, to me, the Philadelphia Eagles really did a good job in free agency, and they killed the draft, which I'll get to in a second. Now, let's look at the defense. You have Brandon Graham. Obviously, you guys know that strip sack on Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. Malik Jackson from Jacksonville. I know he didn't really do a lot of things in Jacksonville, but at the time when he went there, a lot of people weren't doing anything in Jacksonville except for Jalen Ramsey, and then that's when the team overall got better. Obviously, they changed the culture over there just a little bit, but right now it's about Philly. You bring in Malik Jackson. You have Fletcher Cox, one of the best defensive tackles of the league. You have Tim Jernigan. There. You brought him back. You brought in Malik Jackson. Obviously, Derek Barnett is coming off an injury. He'll be back 100%. Then you also, you traded Vinny Curry last year. You brought him back to be a backup. And Chris Long is gone, but you also have Josh Sweat, who can actually come in and help as well. You also have Zach Brown, who you got out of free agency, which I didn't know why Washington didn't re-sign him. You also have Nigel Bradham, who is back on the team. And also what frustrated me was that you guys didn't bring back Jordan Hicks, because to me he was a good middle linebacker for this team. I know he wanted to get paid and he wanted his money, but to me, if he would have stayed and you guys would have had Zach Brown and Nigel Bradham, to me it would have just been a great linebacking core. It's still a good linebacking core, but for me, the Philadelphia Eagles would have been even better at the linebacker spot. But like I said, they're still going to get there. You re-signed Paul Wallow last year, who got hurt. So now that he's back, he actually brings veteran leadership, veteran presence to the linebacking core as well. Look at the safety. Now you look at the safety position. You have Malcolm Jenkins, Rodney McLeod, Andrew Dale from the Minnesota Vikings, if I said that right. You also have Ronald Darby, who you brought back on the free agency list. Also, you brought back to the team. You have Jalen Mills. Then you have Sidney Jones, who I hope has a breakout year this year because to me he is just good. He went in the second round in that draft because he tore his he messed up his leg. You know, I think he tore his ACL, something like that he did. I cannot remember off the top of my head. But he had an injury in his first year. They won a Super Bowl, obviously, his first year. Second year, you know, he still has to get better. But now this year, I think he's really, really going to ascend because I liked him out of the draft from 2 years ago. But I really think he's going to actually do great. Obviously, you guys know Jalen Mills, like I said before, very, very good. I like Jalen Mills. You also brought back Ronald Darby, and you'll have him there as well, who was in Buffalo. You re-signed your kicker Jake Elliott, who I like, who grew on everybody when he made that ridiculous field goal against the Giants 2 years ago. I think he's very, very, very good. You re-sign him, Cameron Johnston, your punter. You have a good punter. To me, the Philadelphia Eagles and this whole entire team, from top to bottom, is set. It's a great team. The way it's looking, to me, I think the Philadelphia Eagles are going to win at least 10 games this year because of how great this roster is. Nobody's talking about the Philadelphia Eagles. I know everybody's talking about Cleveland, which I did a video on previously, but Philadelphia in this NFC East, which NFC East has not had division winners every single year since 2004, back-to-back division winners since 2004. To me, this team looks stacked on paper. To me, this team just, I don't know. To me, I really feel like if this team could get at least 10 wins, and you can somehow beat in a division opponent at least twice, I think you're going to split with Dallas. Washington did pretty good in their draft, but I think that you'll probably split with them. And I think you'll probably beat the Giants twice, even though the Giants on paper, they still have a good looks like they have a good offense. But I think you'll probably get 2-0 on the Giants this year. But if you guys can get a win against every single team in your division and possibly steal another win off of another team in your division, I think that this team has a great chance to win 10 or more games. You can't go 9-7. You have to win at least 10 more games because the Dallas Cowboys are in the hunt as well to win the NFC East division. And also, NFL.com did rank them an A for team grades, an A. Andre Dillard, Miles Sanders. So those guys being drafted, to me, you drafted a quarterback in the 5th round. You also drafted a defensive end in the 4th round, and you also drafted a wide receiver along in the 2nd round. For me, this team has to win 10 games, like I said before, but I really think that this team is going to go far this year. To me, they possibly could get to the Super Bowl. Maybe they face the New England again. I'm not sure. We'll get there when we get there. But for now, this team, the Philadelphia Eagles, looks great and they look stacked. But I am excited for the Philadelphia Eagles. Let me know in the comment section down below. If you're an Eagles fan, you may hate the video because you're a Dallas Cowboys fan, a New York Giants fan, or a Washington fan. But let me know in the comments down below, how do you guys feel about the Eagles season? Thank you for watching the video. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. I'll be back with more videos. Thank you for watching. Until next time, guys, I'm out. Peace.